Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of This Week in Comics. I'm your host as always, Pete, here in Collectors Assemble in Banbury, Oxfordshire's greatest comic shop. What we're going to do is we're going to run down some of the best comics coming out this week, which is Wednesday the 18th of March 2020. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, it's a big anniversary book from DC. That's right, it is the Robin 80th Anniversary Special. 100-page, spectacular, a $10 book, but for that money you get a lovely prestige format full of great Robin content. Whether you're a fan of the original Robin, Dick Grayson, his replacement Jason Todd, maybe like me you're a fan of Tim Drake, or you're a fan of the female Robins, Carrie Kelly, and of course Stephanie Brown, and the current Robin Damien. They're all featured in this tribute to Robin, who's celebrating his 80th birthday. Doesn't look bad for an 80-year-old, does he, old Robin? We've got plenty of variant covers in stock. This is the core cover. This is one of the variants featuring all the Robins we just spoke about, and there's plenty more on the shelf. So get in while you can. Grab your copy of the Robin 80th Anniversary Spectacular while stocks last. I would hopefully going to be checking this one out myself as well. A bit of a Robin fan in the 90s, so hopefully there's a bit of Tim Drake action in this. From one teen hero to a bunch of teen heroes in Outlawed, featuring Marvel's collection of younger heroes. It's basically their version of the Titans, the Champions. They are, however, outlawed. So you've got the likes of the Miles Morales Spider-Man, you've got Nova in there, and they're all outlawed. Basically, teen heroes have been outlawed by the government, but these heroes still want to carry on doing superheroic things. So this is the start of this storyline, issue 1, by Al Ewing, who is a favourite of many of you. He does great things on Immortal Hulk. He's actually signed in this very store on a couple of occasions as well, and a very nice chap. So if you like your teen heroes, if you like Al Ewing on the Immortal Hulk, which I know a bunch of you do, check out Outlawed issue 1, out today. Now on to an issue 2. We don't normally speak about issue 2s, but because we weren't doing the videos when issue 1 came out, we're going to talk about it. It's DC Unkillables issue 2. Now if you enjoyed Deceased, which a lot of you did, I especially did, I loved it, got a few friends into it as well who weren't going to pick it up. It's kind of what happens when the zombie apocalypse takes over the DC heroes. It was Apocalypse that started it, and a lot of your favourite heroes were killed off in this Elseworlds tale, Deceased. Well, this is a follow-up to it, set at the same time period as the first series, but more focusing on the villains rather than the heroes. Absolutely great stuff. Tom Taylor on writing duties did a very, very good run with the first mini-series. This is the follow-up, and there is another series on the horizon as well. So if you're a fan of your superheroes and supervillains in a more of an undead state, check out their Deceased Unkillables issue 2. And now for another new issue 1 from Marvel, it's Iron Age 2020. This is spinning out of the current Iron Man 2020 series. We even had Rescue 2020 hit stores recently, but this features some of your favourite android robotic-esque characters, such as Machine Man in the Marvel Universe. This ties into everything you've been enjoying in Iron Man, so if you are a fan of Tony Stark and you want more from this 2020 run that it is going on, make sure you pick up Iron Age. Big creative team on here, but most importantly, Tom DeFalco is on writing duties. He did some great stuff for Marvel in the 80s and 90s, and you can't stop him in 2020, so check this one out today. A couple of years back, DC decided to launch anthology titles in Walmart in the States, which meant that there were new stories in there and there were existing stories, some favourites from yesteryear. But what that meant for us fans here in the UK is it was very expensive to get our hands on these collected editions in the UK because they're exclusive to Walmart, which meant we couldn't get them without spending a pretty penny on eBay. But good news, DC relaunched these anthology titles late last year, and now they are available worldwide in comic shops all over the place. The only difference is the Walmart versions have different covers, but it does mean that you can buy these, and Titans issue 1 is out this week. Now I know a lot of viewers enjoyed the Titans TV series, of which we've had 2 seasons on Netflix, both very grim, gritty and violent. So if you maybe got into that and you want to know more about the Titans, this is a great place to start, because not only do you get a brand new story in there, you also get some reprints of some classic tales as well. So it really covers a broad history of Titans, and you might learn more about your favourite characters from the TV show. So a great way to get into the Titans. Issue 1 of the 100-page giant out today. And lastly, as far as floppy comics go, it's another new issue 1, this time from Marvel. It's Spider-Woman issue 1. This is the Chip Kid variant. Very, very cool looking cover. Opens up and you see sort of the design of her costume in there. But yeah, Jessica Drew, a fan favourite character, been having ongoing series on and off ever since the 1980s. And her last series was very, very well received, in which she became a mother. So this is kind of a follow-up to that, brand new Spider-Woman book. Very, very cool looking stuff. Lovely artwork in there. Who's that by? Perez. Great name. So yeah, new Spider-Woman title. If you want to learn more about the character, maybe you've missed her since her last series was cancelled, she is back with a brand new issue 1. The only way to keep these sort of titles featuring maybe B-list characters going is by you coming into your local comic shop and picking up these titles and sticking with them. So Spider-Woman's back, hopefully, because she can be back for a long time to come. And now our collected edition of the week. We spoke about the Walmart comics earlier. Well, this is Batman Universe, and this is Brian Michael Bendis doing an ongoing series, ongoing mini-series, I should say, on Batman, which featured in the original run of the Walmart comics. So while we couldn't get them over here, they did reprint them in normal floppy comic form, and now they've collected that great story in this lovely hardcover. We love a hardcover on This Week in Comics. As I said, Brian Michael Bendis on writing duties. He's done amazing stuff since jumping to DC. He's done some great work on Superman. He's relaunched titles such as Young Justice, brought comics to the forefront, like Dial H for Hero and the Wonder Twins. So yeah, great stuff as part of his Wonder Comics imprint, but he has done work on Batman in Batman Universe. So come in and check this out. It's a great fun read. Maybe a bit lighter in tone than some of the Batman stuff you're used to reading. But yeah, Brian Michael Bendis writing Batman, it's a no-brainer really. So if you've been waiting for the collected edition, here it is. So that is it for another episode of This Week in Comics. As I said at the start of the video, I'm here in Collectors Assemble in Banbury, who also have a shop in Leamington Spa, and they are open 7 days a week, no matter what is happening out in that world out there. Pop in, get your comics on subscription with them, and not only do you get them reserved behind the counter so you don't miss an issue, you also save a whopping 25% off cover price. Can't say better than that, can you? While you're at it, while you're watching the video, like, subscribe, share it with all your friends and family. There will be more from This Week in Comics next week, where we'll run down Next Week in Comics. Until then, see you later.